I'm in DC this weekend at
Okay.
the Improv, and everybody's, hey man, when is the show? We got our tickets. Say it's gonna be great. Like I think Thursday shows
So
are
you
sold
respond.
out already.
Oh, good.
To certain, like my friends, we talk
Oh.
through the
Okay.
messages.
Yeah.
So Thursday sold out already. Both shows Friday, both shows Saturday, and I'm
Amazing.
telling my friends to tell people to buy Sunday. Tell them to get
Yes.
Sunday. It's like
Sunday's a
maybe
big
50
night.
tickets left for Sunday. So
Sunday's a hard night to sell, huh?
it depends on where you are. Certain cities, a lot of times on the road, I realize Sundays sell out quickly because it's the last day of the weekend, and people are trying to squeeze a little more weekend out of their weekend. It's like we got to go to work month.
Is it only one show?
It's only one.
Yeah, smart.
And then certain cities, like if you sell out early, they'll start adding shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's just a lot of work, though.
And that's a DC Improv?
DC Improv, yeah.
Oh,
that's where I'm at this
awesome.
weekend.
I've heard it's phenomenal.
My favorite club
People
in the country.
say that. People
My
say
favorite
that
club
one
in
in
the entire
Pittsburgh.
country.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's good. Dallas and Houston, great. Have you
never
done
done
Denver?
Uh-uh.
Come on.
It's
man.
good. I
Come
know.
on,
I've only
man.
done the Comedy Works out there.
So then the Comedy Works is
Oh, I thought you meant improv.
No, the Improv is the bigger Comedy Works. It's like the same
okay.
energy, like that same energy you get
I
at
see
Comedy
what you
Works.
mean, the people.
Yeah, it's
Because
just
the Comedy Works, the setup is what I love. Like
intimate,
the
low ceiling, the
like,
seats go up.
You're in a cave.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that same energy is in Denver.
Oh, okay.
So,
Just
you know.
period. Well, they're all high, and that's amazing. Like they're just relaxed and they're smarter
gotta
than
love
us
it.
because
You
they're
gotta-
like,
yeah.
yeah, we already legalized this
A
shit.
great comedy city.
That's amazing. DC too is a good
DC,
comedy
great
city,
comedy
which
city.
I never knew.
Yes.
I mean, I do Philly all the time. 'cause that's
DC,
my-
great comedy city. I love it because it's the capital. So they're
Of course.
knowledgeable about any topic.
Yeah.
You can talk about politics in Ukraine or Slovakia. They're like, yep, we got it.
Oh yeah, we know this shit.
And then you go Bible
They
Belt.
just came through last week.
Right. You go Bible Belt and you say something, and it's like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we only do
But
this.
DC's like, we got everything you're talking about. We
Because
got
the
it.
blinder cities, they wear
Right,
the blinders.
right,
Ugh,
right.
those people should be.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just those are flyover states. That
Exactly. Those are two plane cities. You got to take a big plane to a small plane to get to those cities.
Do you hate doing that?
Absolutely.
Everybody does that.
Absolutely.
It's like, oh, I have a connector. I'm like, yeah, that's the worst thing.
Patrice O'Neill, Rob, may he rest in peace. He used to always say, if I got to take a plane to get to your city, I'm not performing it. If I got to get on I'm a big motherfucker. If I got to get on a little plane to get to your city, I'm not going there.
One of my favorite people on the planet.
Of course.
Lately, I've been doing a Patrice O'Neill rabbit hole on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just watch, and I remember your brother called in to O&A, and he was talking about his audition for Everybody Hates Chris. Oh, my God.
I got to pull it up. I didn't hear it.
I was dying, and you just shitting on him the
It's
whole
on
time.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
I'll pull it up.
It's like old O&A clips. It's
Right.
so funny. It's not video. It's just audio.
Okay.
But still, it's awesome to listen to. I mean, I laughed so hard, and it's like, Patrice, you know you're your own worst enemy. And he's just shitting. And
That's
the
the
priest
thing.
tries to defend it, and then everybody starts shitting on him, but he's so good at getting everybody back.
Right.
And him and Louis C.K. on there.
That was
phenomenal.
the beauty, one of the many beauties of Patrice. One of the many beautiful things about him was he owned who he was.
Absolutely.
He knew that he burnt bridges, and
Hell yeah.
he was fully aware of the fact that he could have probably been super colossal big, but he just didn't care to. He just didn't care to. He didn't care to play the game.
I saw him perform here one time, and he sat on the stool, and I thought, who the fuck does this guy think he is? That's Paul Mooney's thing. Stand up,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Like in my head.
Yeah.
And then he annihilated it. And I was like, damn.
And he would do this interesting thing where he would sit on the stool, but he would sit on the stool in the corner of the stage.
Yeah. And I was like, what?
It was almost like
He's off center.
I call Patrice the Miles Davis of comedy.
Interesting.
Because he would do, nobody goes to
His
the
way.
back corner of
No.
the stage and sits down to do stand-up.
He was
and still
halfway in the
destroys.
curtain. Yeah.
It's Miles Davis turning his back to play the trumpet. It's the same thing. It's like he's so good he can do it his own way.
Yeah.
And you're still going to follow every note.
I love
That was
that.
Patrice. Yeah.
Wait, so, okay, how long have you been doing stand-up? Guys, this is
I've
a
been
Comedy
doing
Store
comedy-
podcast, and we have Tony Rock here.
I
and I'm
started
excited.
professionally when I was like, this is what I do. It was 98.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And before that, I had been on stage at maybe 94 and bombed, and 96 and bombed, and 97, and was like, this is
Like
not
feeling it out.
feeling it out. And what I would do is watch comedy. I would go to comedy clubs because I would follow my brother around.
Of course. In New York
in
or
New York,
LA?
in New York,
Okay.
in New York. And I was underage, and he would let me in the comedy club. Hey, just sit down, don't touch anything.
Yeah.
I would sit in the darkness in the back of the corner of the comic strip.
Yeah.
and I saw everybody. I saw Jerry Seinfeld.
And you're young, and it's just coming in your head.
I saw Dennis Wolfberg.
That's hysterical.
I saw Joel Bolster. At the time, was
I don't know that one.
my brother's favorite comic, Joel Bolster. Bolster.
I believe you. So
Richard
many.
Jenney.
Oh yes. So
I saw
good.
Eddie Murphy come in one night. The height of Eddie Murphy with 20 members of his entourage.
Always my
leather
favorite.
jackets, leather suits, diamond rings, necklaces, bunch of girls with the puffy hair.
Yeah.
It was insane. I was like, this is the greatest night of my life.
This is what you want to do.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's in the room and went up and did a few minutes in room. He had such a big entourage, he killed just his people.
Yeah.
And
because he's like half a bringer.
Right.
At
And
that
then
point.
he got off stage and the room followed him out.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, wow, that's a really powerful thing he has there.
When he would come here, he wouldn't perform, Eddie. And because this was later in the
Right.
90s, but he would bring the entourage,
Right.
and they would all order hot tea, and I was a waitress, and I'm like, I'll kill everybody in this group. Did I miss the party? Like, why are we having hot tea
Hot
right
tea,
now?
wow.
This is bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
I'll bring the Coke. I know where it is. Like, I thought we were gonna, but yeah, I never got to see him perform.
Yeah,
but
man,
that's
it was
amazing that you
incredible.
got to
It was
see him
incredible.
perform.
It was incredible. And I saw everybody. I would sit in the back of the comedy clubs and watch. And then you realize later on, when you start doing stand-up, you can't learn how to do stand-up
No.
sitting in the room watching.
You got that
You
right.
learn how to be a spectator. Mm-hmm. The only way to learn is on stage looking this way.
Yeah.
So all those years I kind of wasted just watching, like, I'm learning. And then I got on and learned so much more.
Yeah.
Looking this way.
Were you thinking of getting into something else? Like, is that why?
No. I was
I mean, because you bombed, that's natural. But
yeah, no, I was afraid of that. When I bombed, it was fearful. I didn't understand the dynamics of it. I just thought I was funny with my friends. I can be funny with the room, but it's a totally different sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's a totally different, mental muscle to be funny with your friends.
Absolutely.
These are people you know that know your sensibilities, they grew up with you, so anything you say is funny.
sure. And those are some of the funniest people in the world.
Right. Right.
But they can't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these are strangers. So it started with, my comedy journey started with, I remember my father's the oldest of 15.
Jeez. Oh my God, we're like
Yeah.
siblings.
my
That's
father
My
is the
dad's dad was that man. Like big
Your
family
grandfather.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, my father was the oldest of 15, and my father was the leader.
Okay.
So all of my siblings, our birthdays, my dad would make sure all of his brothers and sisters were at our house for our birthdays.
Wow.
So he was very, very
Family.
like strictly family oriented.
Good boy.
Like it was strict. It was a rule. So every birthday, my brother Andre's birthday, all my uncles and aunts and all my cousins.
Yeah.
Chris's birthday, all my uncles, aunts, cousins. My birthday, Brian, Andre, Chris, Charles,
Wow.
everybody's birthday, all my uncles and aunts are there, and all my cousins. And I remember my uncles being super duper funny, telling stories, and the whole house is just captivated by this one
Yeah.
guy standing in the middle of the room telling a story. And I remember my earliest, like, as far back as my memory can go, I just remember watching my uncles like, this guy is in control of the entire room.
Yeah.
And everybody's dying laughing. How do you do that? How do you
Yeah.
get that?
How do you hold court?
I didn't know what stand-up was. Right.
Yeah.
How do you hold? I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a job at all. I just knew that
Yeah.
my uncle can stand in a room and level the place.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? How do you get now? You're one of 10.
Yeah.
So just getting your voice out sometimes with that many
Forget it.
siblings,
Yeah.
is a struggle.
Awful.
So now I'm watching this guy who's in complete control of the room. How do I do that?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just because I was so many siblings. I just wanted to be heard.
Sure.
But it was like I want to be able to do
They're
that.
like, I'm funny too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
They're like, shut up.
the comedy album started.
Yeah.
We listened to Bill Cosby. We listened to Richard Pryor. We listened
Samesies.
to Dick Gregory. We listened to, and it was like, oh, this guy is super funny. And I would go to school and tell Richard Pryor jokes on the school
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah.
And Bill Cosby jokes and Dick Gregory jokes. And I remember one time my mom was a teacher at the school I went
Yeah.
to. My mom was a teacher at the school I went to. And one of my teachers said, hey, I think he's doing Richard Pryor. He's telling jokes in the back of the classroom, and I'm not mistaken, it's Richard
It's
Pryor
Richard,
material.
right.
And my mother was like, you can't say this. You can't say these words at school.
Especially at school.
And then she explained, like, this is his job. This is what he does. He travels the world. And
See, that's smart that she did that.
he
I
makes
just got
movies.
punished.
He makes movies and does TV shows and makes a lot of money doing this thing.
Wow.
And that's when it was like, okay, how do I get that job?
Yeah. See, that's amazing because we used to listen to all the same stuff.
Right.
Richard Pryor. We would make people sit and watch Eddie Murphy, and if they didn't laugh, we'd kick them out. Like bad. Like my sister was dating a guy that just stared at it, and we were like, okay, he either needs to be executed or like he doesn't belong here.
Right.
And it was just like weird stuff. But I would like my brothers would recite it, and my mother would get pissed, and she'd be like, "You're punished." You know, like it didn't register to her. Like I mean, I guess she just was like, I don't want my kids learning filth.
Right.
So she was like, stop listening to this. You know, and
not
stop
even realizing we are
reciting it.
loving the creativity
Yeah,
and the
but your
ride
mom
that we're
had-
going on.
Your mom wrote books too, didn't she?
My mother is writing a book right now. She
Oh my
writes books all the
God!
time.
Yes. I remember hearing, of course, because of Chris, like all the different stories.
Yes.
She was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
so she's very. I'm not saying my mom's not smart.
Had a bunch of kids
But-
and taught kindergarten.
That's amazing.
Then she taught mentally disabled children.
Okay.
Then she taught mentally disabled adults, and then she opened a daycare center.
God bless her heart.
Yeah, she's her passport to heaven is
My
stamped.
same. My mom same. I feel the
Yeah.
same way. I go crazy. And your parents are obviously still together.
No, my father passed. My
Oh,
father
I'm
passed.
so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
to
No,
hear
no.
that.
it's my
Long time.
Yeah.
Okay, but they stayed together.
Listen to me. They're
Yeah.
still together.
Yes.
In my head, in
I
my
get
mind,
you.
they still together.
Yeah.
They 50 going on 53, 54 years in my mind.
Yeah. I'm saying my parents split up
Right.
when I was 7. So it's just like different. But my mom was such this matriarch.
Right.
And she was in charge of 10 kids. And we were inner city kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 6 boys, 4 girls. And they're outside reciting Dice and Richard Pryor.
Right.
And she's like, this can't be. Like, we can't afford this. Okay. You can't get. So she like would, you know, my mom's like the strongest. And we would take people in, weird shit.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Weird
yes.
shit. Because she was just like, oh, I just know where to go. And I'm like, yeah, but we don't have any room, bitch.
My
Like,
mother's the same lady. My mother.
That's what I'm saying. We're related. I love it.
I have 2 friends, 2 of my best friends in the entire world, Keith and Carlos. They're brothers.
Okay.
We grew up on the same street. Mm-hmm. Here's a great story. When I was born, I don't know what it was about me. My mother had worked through everybody else's childhood. She had a job. There was a nanny or not a technical nanny.
Yeah,
A
sure.
lady on the block that watched
Like
all
you
the
said
kids.
nanny, and I was like, oh, your grandmother.
Yeah, right. A lady, grandma, Miss Jenkins, Miss Gilmore,
Right.
whoever that watched the kids. When she gave birth to me, for some reason, she said, I don't want to work anymore. I want to be with my baby.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
You're
my-
number 5. You're the middle.
And my dad said, well, then don't work anymore.
Okay.
So my mother stopped working, and then she was the lady on the block that took all the kids in.
Got
All
it.
of the mothers that had to go to work and the single fathers, all of the kids came to our house
Wow.
during the day when the parents went to work.
Okay.
And my friends Keith and Carlos, their mother would bring them to the house every morning, like early in the morning. I would wake up in the morning and they were there.
Wow.
So we ate breakfast, we hung out all day, we played sports together. I thought they were my brothers growing up. I wrote a book report one time, and my mother was, wanted to see it after I finished it before I turned it in.
Yeah.
And it was like my summer vacation. My brother Keith and my brother Carlos, we went fishing, and my brother Keith couldn't catch a fish, and my brother Carlos.
That's amazing.
And my mother's like, they ain't your brothers,
Brothers?
boy. And I was devastated. But to this day, we're still like, yo, we're brothers.
Yeah, you're that tight.
We're that
Yeah,
close.
it's my brother Jimmy had a friend named Steven. He was just a terrorist, and his mom was like, "You got to get out of here."
Right.
Like, and my mom was like, "Fine." So he would come, but this is what he would do to my mom just to torture her. He would take her pictures out of the frames,
Right.
turn them upside down, put them back in the frame, and put them up. So my mom would think she would just have to flip it.
Right.
No, she had to take the whole thing apart.
Right.
Like he was just a torment, and that's why. But my mom was like, "Fine, he can stay here." And then my brother Jimmy's other friend Jimmy used to sleep and eat my mom's lunch. She would get up to go to work, and she'd be like, "Where the hell is my?"
lunch for the next day.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Jimmy would be like, "Oh, that was a great sandwich, Mrs. K." And she's like, "You asshole!" Like, no, I'm starving at work. Like, yeah, there was, and my older sister, worked with mentally handicapped adult women.
Wow. Yeah. See.
So they would eat, and I remember like my brother Johnny used to get nauseous. He's like, "I can't eat next to her," like because they They would
Yeah,
eat with
no, no,
us. It would bother. And I
Yeah.
get it. Like, we didn't get mad at him. It was just, he's not used to it. We had a little girl, my sister, she ran a daycare center, and her name was Chrissy. Her parents were black and white. And in our neighborhood, that was a no-no. Like, so my mom was outside. Her parents were both killed, like on the same day or something crazy, insane.
Wow.
So my sister brought her home for maybe like a good year, maybe more. And so she was with us, and my mom was sitting on the front step rocking her to sleep because she was like 3. So she was rocking her to sleep, and an old neighbor drove by and gave my mom like a look. And my mom was like, oh, no, now she thinks my kids are coming out black. Because this little girl was gorgeous. She looked like Diana Ross. Like, I'm telling you, like, gorgeous big hair.
Yeah.
But she stayed with us for like a good year and a half. Because her parents,
that's a great story.
It was all like she had nowhere to go, and her grandparents were trying to figure it out, and they were fighting. They were still race fighting, like families weren't getting along. And my sister was just like, "There's a baby at stake. Like you're not thinking, you know." So and my mom was like, just let her come here."
Wow,
we were pissed.
Your mom's
by
like
the
my
way.
mom. Your mom's like my mom.
Because we were like, "No, we got to be quiet because Christy's here. This is bullshit," you know.
Yeah, your mom's definitely like my mom.
Yeah, it's
my
they
mom
have
will
that
take
heart.
You in like.
I love that.
Quickly, you just one of the family.
Yeah, just where did you guys grow up?
Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I knew it was Brooklyn.
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Did you go to the same high school as Chris?
No, I went to the.
He got bussed in.
No, I was bused. We went all of my siblings went to the same public school.
Okay.
Which was in Garrettson Beach, Brooklyn. It was the whitest, poorest neighborhood in Brooklyn. And listen, it's a horrible
white
story to tell.
White ghettos are scary.
It was white ghetto.
I know.
every day, Monday through Friday, from 1st grade to 6th grade, we had a fight.
Of course.
Every day. There was a bell that would ring at 3:00, and all of the kids that lived outside of the district, a teacher would walk down the hall and say, outer district, outer district. All the kids that lived outside of the district, meaning all the black kids, had to line up and wait for the school bus outside. We were sitting ducks.
Yeah.
So every day at 3:00, out of district, we line up. The kids are all being let out that live in the neighborhood. They would go out a different exit of the school, come around the building, and try to beat us up every day.
Sure.
And no, it wasn't even so much the kids that we went to school with. They were involved as well, but it was the older kids that lived in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Like,
let's
scare them off. We don't want them in our neighborhood.
Would come up to the school and get the kids that we were in school with. Hey, we're going to get the niggers. Let's get the niggers. And it taught me a lot at a young age. The one thing that stuck with me, even from maybe 3rd grade, was how people follow.
Oh,
how people aren't leaders. Because I would sit with certain kids in the lunchroom, white kids, and we would laugh and joke and share lunch. And hey, I'll give you. Here's my pudding. You give me your what? We were cool.
Yeah.
And as soon as they got out, and the older kids were like, "Hey, let's get the niggas." They were like, "Yeah, let's get the niggas." And I'm like, damn, we was just cool inside.
Remember, we were hanging
5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it showed me like never follow the, because these guys don't have an interest in us at all. We were friends in the classroom.
Yeah.
And it showed me just how people follow. And most of the times people follow the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
Because they want to just be
included.
Because
this is and they don't want to be out in their neighborhood.
Right.
So they have suit to follow
Even
as
though
well.
those guys are wrong, it's like we got to take their side because they
no matter
live
what.
Here. You guys are just coming in
You
for a few
guys are
hours.
leaving.
Right.
And it's almost like the Bronx Tale where he's like, my guy's bigger than your guy down here.
Right.
It's the truth. It's like, oh, okay, I can't cross this line.
And I just remember like, I'm never going to be a follower. Like I'm never going to follow people. I'll be the guy that's like, if we're going to do it, I'm going to call the shots.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah.
Because
it's so hard. But I was thinking of the high school because they went to the same high school as Dice.
Yeah. So, so we all went to the same public school, right?
Uh-huh.
And Chris was older, so he was graduated and was already in junior high school. He was gone years.
Right.
I was still there years after him. And it was Marine Park Junior High.
Yeah.
And then he went to Marine Park was the junior high in the same neighborhood.
Right. In the same white
neighborhood. Then he graduated and went to high school in the same white neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
See, he was years ahead of me. So I'm still in public school.
Yeah.
And what was it? It was...
I can't think of the name of it, but
I want to say Alexander Hamilton, maybe, but...
I went to visit it with Dice, and then we took all these pictures, and he's like, Chris Rock went here, and I'm like, he did? And then Chris said, he got busted.
He was busted. He was terrorized every day. Did
absolutely.
Did he ever tell you the story about bringing the gun to school?
No, but I love that.
Maybe I should let him tell you the story.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be
He was being, like, we look at bullying now like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. bullying 20 years ago
Shit.
was
Listen,
Yusef Hawkins. That was bullying in New York 20 years ago.
Yes,
that was bullying.
Yes.
Chasing a guy till he gets ran over by a car.
That's
that
right.
was bullying. So my brother was getting bullied every day.
Every day.
He grabs a fake toy gun, a plastic gun, takes it to school one day.
Oh, my God.
The kids are like, hey, get the nigga, chasing him down the street. He runs a few blocks. He drops his backpack. He pulls a plastic gun out.
Yeah.
You know the Italian ladies that are in the windows watching the neighborhood all day.
Oh, yeah.
They can't call the cops fast enough. This is white ghetto neighborhood. Cops come immediately. Black kid, gun.
Yeah, forget
10
it.
cop calls. Guns drawn.
Jesus Christ.
He has his hands up and takes the gun and smashes it on the ground. So when it breaks into pieces, they know it's a fake gun. And the cop walked up and punched him in his face, and they got a few hits in with the billy clubs and threw him in the back of the cop car.
Old school cops where they used to hit you, not shoot you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I've seen a lot of cops beat up people.
Yeah.
White, black, green, or indifferent.
Yep.
Yes. You want your Snapple? You want my
Oh, yes. I will have my Snapple down, please.
Snapple? They're not even
Snapple me.
attention. Hello, Snapple.
It's all good. It's all good.
Anyway.
But yeah, so that was Dice went to that
Wow.
same high school. I remember.
Yeah. I was curious if you went to it too,
No.
but I guess not.
So now, while that's all going on, this crazy house all tied together. So while that's going on in high school for my brother, I'm in public school fighting for my life.
Oh shit.
And when I graduate, my mother says, "Okay, hold up, we got to change all of this.
Yeah.
Your brother's going through hell in high school. Your other brother's going through hell in junior high school. You just graduated public school. You know what? You can go to junior high school in the neighborhood now."
Okay.
So I went from one of 12 black kids in the whole school, from kindergarten to 6th grade, one of 12 black kids, to a junior high school, a 5-minute walk away in the neighborhood that was entirely black. Culture shock, right?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, how'd that go?
So now, the kids in the neighborhood know me, but they don't really know me because I didn't go to school with them.
Yeah, they're like, all of a sudden he's part of us?
Right. They might have saw me in the summertime riding my bike, but it's like, who's this kid? Because I didn't grow up with them in school.
Sure.
So
But it's
now,
the same judgment the other kids are getting.
No. So now I'm in junior high school, and I read a little bit better, and I'm more proper. I come in and I say, "Good morning, teacher," every morning. And the kids in the hood are like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Good morning, teacher." And I stand up to read. When the teacher calls on me, I stand up to read. And they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?" And I'm in 7th grade saying to the girls in the school, "How are you today?"
They're like,
And
this
they're
boy
like,
got
"What?"
whitewashed.
They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this? What the fuck is wrong with Anthony?"
Yeah.
But
Wow.
here's the thing. Let's take it all the way back to the beginning. I was funny, so I fit in.
Yeah.
Kids are being robbed. The leather bombers, remember the shirt?
Yeah, sure.
What was it? Sheepskin coats and shearlings and all that stuff. Being robbed and beaten and stabbed. I had one. Nah. Rock's funny. Rock's
He's
cool.
good.
Rock's
Yeah.
good. Rock's good. The kids that terrorize the school, I'm watching them come down the hallway just killing and not killing, but beating kids up and shoving kids in lockers and taking lunches and give me your sneakers. Wait, Rock's cool. Rock's funny.
Yeah.
Rock's funny.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
So the whole time I was on this path to this thing.
Sure. You were being
Whether I knew it or not.
For it. Yeah.
Life was preparing me for this.
Yeah.
And my family was preparing me for this.
Yeah.
And then following my brother around and like, oh, wow. Like now, Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby and George Carlin, those were guys I didn't know.
Yeah.
Those were like ideals of comedy. When the guy in the next room started doing stand-up, it was, now it's real.
Oh, okay.
Now
and
I can.
it's touchable.
Now I
It's
can.
tangible.
I can touch this guy.
Yeah.
I talked to this guy. We had the same dinner last night. So now it's like I can do this.
Yeah.
These guys were like gods to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to be a god, but I know how to be this guy. I look like
He's
this
just
guy.
regular.
Yeah,
I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when it was like, okay, we're locked in.
Yeah. We wear the same clothes sometimes.
Right. We
Yeah,
literally wear the same clothes. Yes. He wore those pants Monday. I wore them Tuesday.
That's how it works.
Yes.
Yeah. My mom made us go to Catholic school. Like she fought. Like she was like, look, we might not have lights this week because you're going to Catholic school. You're not going to public school. Not in South Philly. It's not happening. And then my brother Jimmy, who's pretty tough, he got kicked out of Catholic school for throwing a desk out the window.
Wow.
That'll happen. And then he had to go to public school, which is, I don't know, 100 feet away.
Right.
And
From your private school.
Well, Catholic school. Yeah.
From your Catholic school.
Is that private? I guess. I never know the difference.
Well, I don't know the difference either,
Parochial?
but Catholic and private both seem nicer than where I went.
You're
so
right.
I put them in the same box.
So, and it was smaller.
Excuse me.
So, you know what I mean? There was only like a few kids. And the Passion projects are right over here. So
Mm-hmm.
that's who's going to this, you know? So that's who's going to Brady. It was called Brady, the school we grew up next
Mm-hmm.
to. And so it was 100 feet away. And so Jimmy had to go there for a year. He fought. You still fight in the Catholic school, but it was like, oh, bell rang,
Yeah.
bing. It's not
Yeah.
another round. You just have to go to another class. But he was the only white kid, or there maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So he was just
Every
it was
day.
the exact
Every day,
opposite.
yeah.
And they were like, we got to get him out of here. Like
Yep.
we got to figure this
Yep.
out. So I never had to do that, but our schools got out different times so that we didn't fight. We got out at 2:30 and they got out at 3:00.
Right.
So it was like, oh, here's a half hour. Get home.
Get home.
Get your
save
shit
the-
together.
Get out of here.
And on Tuesdays, they would get out at 2:00. And I'll never forget, I had a dog that was racist. I don't know who trained her to be racist. It wasn't me. I was a little kid when we got her.
Right.
I'm not responsible. I'm not calling you out, Dad.
Well,
Just saying.
dogs see in black and white, right? So if a dog sees a
wonder-
darker shade, they just go.
Or fear. Fear, too. Like, dogs go fear, no?
They fear black people?
No. When someone's afraid of them, they
Oh, yeah.
snap
If you
at
start
you.
running, they will chase you.
Yeah,
Right.
so, like, my
How
dog...
many times have I heard that? Well, don't run, he'll chase you. Like, motherfucker. if I
He's
stand
already
still-
biting me.
He's in full sprint and I'm standing still.
This was a sheepdog. She didn't look scary.
Like the Shaggy DA?
Yes.
Wow.
And she was vicious. Like
I've never seen a vicious
I'm
sheepdog.
telling you, and people loved her because she would protect the neighborhood. She walked around like she was tough. People used to call me Fluffy Sister. I have 9
the dog was
brothers and
fluffy.
sister. Yeah. I have 9 brothers and sisters. Every day I'm somebody's sister.
Right. I was Little Charles.
Yeah. Now I'm Fluffy's sister.
Yeah.
The dog is more popular than me. That's how bad.
I was
But
Little Charles.
Who's Little Charles? Like your dad?
No, Charles is my oldest brother.
Oh, your oldest brother.
oldest brother.
Okay.
I
So
was
they
Little Charles,
they were
yeah.
like, oh, he's just a little Charles.
And my brother Brian, they called me Anthony in school,
Mm-hmm.
or Aunt Rock. And my younger brother Brian, they call him Little Aunt Rock.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
great.
Hey, what's up, Little Aunt Rock?
What is your boy-girl ratio?
8 boys, 2 girls.
Wow. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 6 and 4, and then my aunt
And
had
if I
10
count
kids
Keith and
too.
Carlos,
Yeah,
it's
right.
10
Yeah,
boys
like
and 2 girls.
right. If we count Steven and Jimmy
Right,
Rizzo
right.
and all
See,
these
I
other.
count everybody. This is the funny thing. You'll ask my siblings, and they'll say, "Oh, it's 9 of us or 7 of us." Man, I count everybody. I
Yeah,
count
yeah.
everybody. I count halves. I count.
hilarious.
I count this. I count that. I count everybody.
You count halves. I love that. Yeah, my mom's sister had 10 kids too, and
Yeah.
they're 6 and 4. So we're like our own tribe.
Yeah, my grandparents, my father's father and mother had 15,
It's insane.
and my grandfather had another 5 in the neighborhood.
Shit.
My grandmother used to tell a story that was like it was hard. It was just it shows you like the sense of humor, the people's sense of humor, get them through anything.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to tell us a story. I'd be at home cooking, and somebody would knock on the door. And I'd go to the door, be a little boy, and he'd say, "My mama said your husband's my daddy." And I would say, "Somebody put another plate for dinner."
No.
She would just let him in. She just like, "All right, we got one more mouth to feed tonight."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I people ask me that all the time. Did your dad have more kids? I'm like, no, thank God. Like, that would have been
Yeah.
too much because my mom would have taken them in.
In the neighborhood, like 3 blocks away,
just not-
another child.
Oh my God.
4 blocks this way, another
God
kid.
bless her.
Yeah, and she just like, "All right, come on in. What's your name? Okay, go wash your hands for dinner."
That's amazing.
It's unheard of in these days and times.
No, nobody. You can't even knock on a door. If
Right.
you knock on a door, they're like, what are you, a predator? Like, what do you do? Are you here to tell me you're a sexual assault?
Yeah.
You know, you have to let me
You
know.
gotta let me know. Yeah, the rule.
Do you have a red dot on your head? Like, that's weird. Yeah, nobody knocks on the door. We still do it a little bit in our neighborhood. Like, my mom's still in the same row home we grew up in.
Right.
So we still.
What
like,
part of Philly is this?
South Philly.
South Philly. Okay.
Yeah. So we still, like, and everybody either lives up the street or around the corner. There's a few people that move to the suburbs, but we call them pussies. No, I'm kidding. But no, just for bigger houses. Like, you know, more room.
Absolutely.
Because you're literally on top of each other. Forget how bad it is.
We grew up in a row of brownstones. They were all just one next to the other.
But brownstone's pretty big, right? Is
Not
3?
with that many kids.
No,
there's
true.
3 stories. Yes, 3 stories. But
See, that's amazing.
But that many kids packs it out.
Yeah, we're 2 stories and we didn't have a finished basement. So
Yeah, we didn't have a finished basement.
The basement was like, look, you go down there at your own risk.
Yeah, we had a scary basement as well. Yeah. It was like bikes.
Good luck.
Bikes and like Christmas
Bikes
stuff.
and bricks and the ceiling.
What was it? The heat, was it the heater?
Oh, the gas heater. What do you call that?
The boiler?
Yeah,
the boiler.
We had a gas leak from that, so we all almost died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Always funny. Everybody's like, I have a headache.
Oh.
My mom's like, stop complaining. You're going to school. I don't feel good either. That's weird.
Wow.
Leaking.
Yeah, the boiler.
We did not know. We didn't know. And everybody went. She had to send people to different houses to wait to get it fixed. And
this is days of breathing.
It was probably like 2 or 3 days. My brother Tommy, I think, complained the most.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, I have a headache. And she was like, that's because you're smart. You know what I mean? You think too much. And then
you got a lot on your mind. That test Friday's going to.
He's the oldest kid. They always complain.
Yeah.
So, no. And so I think it was him that started it. And then everybody else just started getting it. And then she sent them to different places till they fixed it. But I remember I was like, nope. If she's dying, I'm going with her. I'm staying right with her. So I was the only one that got to stay with her.
Good for you.
Oh, yeah, that's my mom.
Down with moms, yes.
I call her Tomops Money. She hates it. She goes, if you win an award and you call me Tomops Money on TV, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
What's Tomops Money?
I don't know. You have to have a nickname in Philly. That's
okay,
Tomops.
all right.
That's Tomops. That's Tamizzle.
Tomops.
She gets so mad. I call her Tamizzle my nizzle, and then she goes, I know what you're saying. Hey, Snoop Dogg said I could say it that way. She loves it. Like, she gets mad, but she likes it secretly.
Yeah.
So wait, so now it's 98. You're doing stand-up in New York.
Yeah, I'm doing stand-up in New York.
Did you go to college?
I did not.
Good boy.
I did not. I went, listen, here's the thing. I went, I was accepted at, my older brothers went to Benedict College. My mother and my father from South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
My mother's from a very small town called Andrews. My father's from Charleston.
Nice.
And my mother wanted us all to go to school down south.
Okay.
All of us. Her dream was us graduate high school, go to school down south, meet a nice Southern girl, married, traditional. My brother Charles now by this time he changed his name to Shabazz.
Okay.
He's a Muslim.
Okay.
He's out of the house. Chris is doing his thing. He's out of the house. My brother Andre is in college in Columbia, South Carolina, at Benedict College.
Okay.
That was my brother Brian went to Benedict College. My mother wanted me to go to Benedict College.
Yeah.
I was accepted at Benedict College. I graduate high school. Now, I'm a horrible student in school because all I want to do is be funny and hang out and get girls and,
of course.
the traditional. The
norm.
You know the norm. And I had to go to school. I had to go to summer school after my senior year to get my diploma. I still had to make up some classes. So I get out 12th grade, go to summer school the whole summer. I had to come back to school on the first day the following year to get my diploma.
Wow.
So I go back up to the school the first day, and the kids see me that were like a year behind, like, I know you didn't get left back. You not. No. I'm just here to get my diploma. Just here to get my diploma. And I go get my diploma, and I go home to show it to my mother and father. And my father is sitting on the couch, holding his stomach, and my mother is sitting next to him, like nursing him. And I go, hey, I got something for you guys. I got a manila envelope. And I go, I got something for you guys. And my mother's like, oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Lord, please, I can't. Your father's sick. I can't take no bad news today. And I pull the envelope out, and it's my diploma.
Oh.
And my mother, ejector seat off that couch. Oh, my God, like in the air, hugs me. Oh, my God, she's so excited. And my father was in pain, couldn't get up off the couch. So he just shook my hand and was like, good job.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that was September. And he was gone in November.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So sorry.
And that's when life smacked the shit out of me and hit me in the face like a ton of bricks. And all of the good stuff that was like, my life was just so, Dad will take care of it, and Dad's the best, and Dad's and Mom's great. And it was like, all right, little nigga.
Here's life.
Now it's life.
Say hello.
Now it's say hello to my little friend. And I was depressed. I was a functioning depressed person. My father passed away, and I feel
like we all are, but
I went to work the next day. I didn't know what to do with myself. I woke up.
Oh,
and
wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
I was like,
that's interesting.
Like, have you ever been in a space where you don't know what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, of course.
I'm like,
pretty much life
wait,
for
what
me. Yeah.
Damn, I don't know what to. Well, I'm supposed to be at work right now, so I guess I'll go to work, and I went to work.
And what were you working?
And I was working a shitty job. I was working at Metropolitan Museum.
But still, it's a job. Like, did you have to interact with people like that?
Yeah. And
okay.
all my coworkers are like, "You all right? You look different." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm good." And they could see it. They could see.
What did your mom say? Like, you don't have to go to work.
Yeah, no. She, I didn't want to bother her. She's like, mother's going through it. She's,
yeah.
I don't even want to knock on her bedroom door and like, hey, I'm like,
Right.
let me just try to find my way.
Yeah.
And I went to work, and everybody's like, "Yo, you all right? You look different." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm functioning. I'm working." And the next day, and I kid you not, you look up one day, and it's like, "Oh shit, that was 5 years ago."
Oh yeah.
You look up and you go, "Oh shit, that was 5 years ago." Mm-hmm. And I was like, my sister was a baby, and I remember thinking, "Okay, I got to get my shit together." Like,
yeah. Something's
I gotta do something. I gotta take care of my sister. She's the youngest. I gotta take care of this kid. I gotta take in Jordan. I gotta make sure my babies are good.
He's one of the babies.
Yeah.
He's
so
the
I
sweetest.
start just like, okay, trying to get back in the regular rigmarole of my life, and okay, what am I gonna do? And okay, school's out now because Dad's not here, so that's a whole different.
Yeah.
What to do, and I'm working, and I'm making a little bit of money, and it's like, all right, you know what? Life's not guaranteed. It's not gonna be the way you want it to be, and you don't get what you want out of life unless you go after it. And my dad used to always say, hard work is its own reward, and you will never have anything if you don't work for it. And it's like, all right, let's go to work. Let's get busy. And that's when I was like,
focus.
All right, let's just go. Let's get it.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And that's hard too, because also, like, you weren't doing stand up when your dad passed.
No,
which is
no.
Really, but it was the hardest. I lost a sister. It's hard to talk about, but whatever.
Oh no, absolutely.
But, it's like the weirdest thing. So I don't know how you talk about it, but it's amazing. So, and it's 10 years, and I remember like I was doing stand up, and I had a show in Reno.
Yeah.
And I think I wasn't headlining. I was just featuring, but still, it was like, because it was 10 years ago. And my brother Johnny was like, "Are you going to go?" I'm like, "I don't think I can. Like, I don't think I can function."
Right.
And he's like, "You have to." And he made me get on stage at Helium in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Just to get through, like, the open mic.
Right.
Just to see if you can function.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this. Because nobody was funnier than my sister. Like, hands down the funniest part. Her boyfriend was the one that didn't laugh. And she broke up with him. Okay. Nobody was funnier than my sister. Like, you don't laugh at Eddie Murphy. You got to go.
You got to go.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to go.
Like, you got to go. But yeah, so that's amazing. I commend you that you
man, it was.
It's so hard, like,
Yeah.
just to move. You're like, and that's you just had a 10
It's like you have to pay life's dues are the dues you have to pay just for life.
And your dad's funny.
Are colossal.
Yeah.
And the hardest. My father worked 2 full-time jobs.
Oh my
My father
God.
worked 80 hours a week.
That's amazing.
This dude was.
What did he do? Like,
he drove a truck for the New York Daily News.
Okay.
Where the Barclays Center is today in Brooklyn, that used to be the hub for the New York Daily News.
Oh, okay.
So the trucks would load up there and drive around the city all night delivering newspapers.
Sure.
So you have papers in the morning. And he worked at the Daily News. When we were all, I think, 15, we were all legal to work at the Daily News, like loading the trucks.
All got jobs.
So at it might have been 14, 15, everybody had a job.
You get your working papers 14 or 15.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
every one of my siblings, 14, Daily News. 3 years later, another brother, 14, Daily News.
Yeah.
So then, like, 10 years later, I go down to the Daily News at night to load trucks, and my brother's over there, my brother's over there, my brother's over there. It was
like,
the
oh,
best.
this is great.
It was the best.
It's a family business.
We were all loading trucks, and we all like, oh, we making money, and then, a week
Having
later
fun.
we get a check, and we all like, oh, this is great, man.
Yeah.
My brother has money, he has money. Let's go to the movies. Let's go.
Right.
So my father instilled that work.
Sure.
If you work, you can do whatever. If you willing to put the work in. So we would have money to go, take a girlfriend out, or we want ice cream. We got money for ice cream. No need to bother mommy. No need to bother sneakers. Let's go. I got my own money.
Yeah.
So the sense of independence was incredible.
You got to get that early too. We got it early. I don't know if it was like, hey, this is instilled. It was like, if you want something, go get it.
Right.
You got to work for it. So we would do odd jobs.
We did. Listen, Rock Brothers did. We shoveled snow.
Paint addresses.
We painted.
You guys do that?
We did everything. My father was like, you got to work. And then my father did this thing that was so dope. Oldest brother has his working papers first.
Okay.
He's working. He gets paid on Friday. My father says, give all your other siblings $5.
Whoa.
So we had money because he was working.
That would have been a fight.
And then the next brother, then there's 2 brothers working.
Yeah,
Give everybody $5. So now we're like, okay, we got
allowance.
We have an allowance that we can kind of like we can do what we want to do because our brothers are. And what he did was he instilled that whole notion of, yo, you got to take care of your brother.
Everybody takes care of each other. That's beautiful.
You got to take care.
That's beautiful.
You got to take care of.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And that's why, like, that 5-year funk was like, oh, okay, I got to get back to take care of.
Yes.
I wasn't taken care of. I got to take care of.
Yeah, we got to start taking care.
We got to make sure.
But you also have to take care of you.
Right.
Which was not easy, and you were, like you said, feeling like you were checking out.
Yeah. No, I was definitely losing it, man.
Oh, I get it.
When I hear people talk about depression now, and I listen to interviews and watch, YouTube clips of whatever, Breakfast Club and all that, and it's like, oh shit, that was me.
Yep.
I was depressed.
That's a real thing.
I was really going through it.
And when you started doing the stand-up, did you feel like that helped a little, like as therapy, people call it?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We're doing
absolutely
therapy?
Therapeutic.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely therapeutic. It's when people say, hey, man, I could never do that. That's, by the way, is the biggest compliment you could give a comic.
Absolutely.
I could never do that. I always say that when people say, hey, man, just watching you up there, I'm like, I could never do that. I always say, thank you. Because they're acknowledging. I tell my younger siblings, why do you say thank you? Because they're acknowledging that I have a superpower.
That's right.
So thank you for seeing my superpower.
Yeah, because it's not an easy thing
It's not easy at all.
Get up
a
there
room full of strangers. That's some shit you wrote in a fucking studio apartment that
you're like, this is going to kill
on the back of a napkin. You like, this is pretty funny. And you go tell a room full of strangers.
I'm hilarious.
And they explode in laughter.
Amazing. Like
it's not X-ray vision, but it's damn near close.
It's close, yeah.
It's close.
Because my ex used to say, hey, you go to that club and you dump your shit on them. And I'm like, that's true. That's a fact. He was like, hey, don't dump it on me. I'm
Absolutely.
like, I don't care. But I said, you laughed, didn't you? He goes, yeah. And I go, well, then you got dumped on.
It's the best, man.
It is a great feeling. Like, it's cathartic to just get it off your chest kind of thing. And people don't realize that.
Very few jobs have such a cleanse to it. To them. Like, teachers just bogged down with everything they go through all day. They got to drink when they leave. You got to smoke something. You got to drink something. I got to punch somebody. Something. You got to punch somebody. You got to go to a whorehouse. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You need something to get away from that, whatever your job is. We just go, hey, I'm going to go and get on stage and do my job. That'll be my.
So at what clubs did you do in New York?
I started out at my very first spot, now professional comic mode, was a New York Comedy Club.
Okay.
I did a bringer show. You know Sherrod Small?
Of course.
Sherrod Small is my first cousin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Grew up on the same street.
I love him.
Grew up on the same street.
That's amazing.
I grew up in the middle of the street. He grew up first house on the same side of the street I grew up on.
Okay.
My mother took him in every day, so it was me, Keith, Carlos, Sherrod.
Keith. Oh, your
my friends
Keith and Carlos.
And
right.
So Sherrod and I started doing stand-up.
He's so funny,
on the same exact day.
No.
It was a bringer show. So you had to bring a person that paid $5.
Mm-hmm. Only one?
Yeah.
Wow,
so
New York's so much better.
brought Sherrod was my person. Sherrod paid $5 to see me. I paid $5 to see Sherrod.
Family.
So we went up.
That's beautiful.
Boom. Yeah. And New York Comedy Club. We both had great sets. We had great sets for where we were, the level we were on.
And this is the late 90s.
Late 90s.
Okay.
And I forgot the guy that was hosting. He's like, hey, man, you guys are pretty cool. We do a open mic Saturday. What I love about New York comedy, I hope it never changes. If you're listening to this podcast and you're a New York comic, it's one of the greatest things that I've ever seen the entire time I've been doing stand-up is how when you start out, every comic is so helpful.
Absolutely.
So you get off stage at an open mic, and then it's a guy in the back room like, hey, man, they got another open mic on Saturdays they do over here.
Yeah.
If you want to come through with me, I'll take your number and I'll call you guys. And you just like, oh, sure. And that guy calls you, and now you're doing this open mic over here. And it's a girl that's like, hey, my friend does a room in Queens on Tuesdays. It doesn't pay, but it's stage time. Okay, but and when you start out, stage time is
all you
most
want. You're not looking for money.
thing.
You're looking for stage time.
And the way that the comics just kind of help each other in the beginning.
Yeah.
is amazing.
But New York, you're right, especially. I only like did a few. I started in L.A.
Right.
So when I would go to New York, they'd be like, "Hey, I'm doing this," and the girl,
Yeah, man, it's the
she
best.
took me on the subway. I was like,
It's
"Oh,
the
okay."
best.
And she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you just gotta hit this, that, and the other." I was like,
It's
"All right." And then
unbelievable,
I
man.
did it for somebody else. Like it's just like
Yeah.
almost like pay it forward,
Right,
kind
right.
of thing.
No, it's
yeah.
exactly what it is.
And
That's-
everybody does it for each other. Like I don't know Sherrod too well, but he has the greatest energy.
Yeah, yeah.
Of any.
He's been like that since we were kids.
Oh, for real?
He's been like that since we were kids, and
Oh.
he'll tell people all the time, "Hey, Tone doesn't talk to people he doesn't know. Tone doesn't fuck." People come here like, "Hey, what's wrong with Tone?" "Oh, Tone, he just doesn't like you. He doesn't know you. He doesn't like you. It's just Tone." Sherrod's very welcome. Sherrod, everybody, come on. You want to drink? Hey, what are you drinking? Hey, shot. And I'm sitting there like,
When Opie and Anthony broke up, I only listened to the radio show because Sherrod.
yes,
So
greatest
good.
energy in the world.
So good.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Love him to
who
death.
is this guy? I
Love him to
love
death.
him.
Yes.
I mean, amazing and so funny and knowledgeable. And you
Yeah,
can bring
smart.
up anything.
Always smart. Always been smart.
Bring
guy.
up anything and he can riff on it
Yep.
for
Yep.
like and knowledgeably
Yeah.
riff on it. Not like
Yes.
just like I'm a bullshitter. I could pretend
Yeah.
I know, but I'm not. I don't know shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I get like, oh no, somebody's
Yeah,
gonna
they shouldn't
find
do
out.
that because that's bad.
You know, that's real dumb to do that. Who would bomb Syria? What? Like, no.
People are gonna get hurt.
No. Sherrod would be like, he's like my like Rick's not here, but Rick would be like, he'll know like the president of some
Right,
obscure
right.
country. Like, who the fuck knows
Good for
that?
you,
Like,
man. Good for
I don't
you.
know shit. So
You gotta have people like that around you.
I admire people that
You
can
gotta
do
have
that.
smart people around
And
you.
he's one of them. Are you good like that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I get nervous.
I'm smart about the stuff that I know, which
Right.
sounds incredibly dumb. The stuff I know, I know. The stuff I don't know, I don't know.
When it's a subject I know, I get like a
No,
peacock.
if you want
I'm
to talk
like,
about something I like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
High energy. I can talk for like comedy, like this right here. I
Comedy.
can talk. You'll
All
be
day.
like, we got to get him out of here because I'll just go.
No, same.
But-
I'm especially here because this
Yeah.
is my history here.
Right.
Like working, I was a waitress here for 12 years.
I remember coming
Left.
to Tuesdays and like ordering drinks, like, hey, and I would see your face every time. Hey, how are you? Like, hey, how you doing? Like, you
yeah.
just knew me like this, the guy that sits at this table. Hey, how are
Right.
you?
I had so many.
The other
regulars
young
on
lady that works
Tuesday.
upstairs, I forgot her name, but I see her all
Lee.
the time. She's always
Probably she's been
Tony,
here
how
for
are you? Good to see you.
17 or 18
Yeah,
years now.
yeah.
Lee- She hates me because I made her take my job when I left. She was like, "Bitch, you ruined me." She's also a chef.
Oh, really?
She's a what is that called? A sous chef? Is that right? Baker?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I said it right. I'm like, again, knowledge.
And another beautiful
knowledge
thing,
is infinite. I don't
another
have it.
beautiful thing about the Comedy Store is that you come here and you'll see a bartender or a door guy for 3 or 6 months, 8 months, a year, and then you come in one day and he's
on stage.
third on the lineup. You're like, and you know why I like that? Because I know that has to be so rewarding for that guy.
Yeah.
Or
And
girl.
we didn't do
That has to be like, holy shit! I worked the door for 2 years. Now
Yep.
I'm on stage.
and Mitzi didn't do that as much as they're doing it now, which I love. I mean, in different facets. Like Mitzi always had door guys
Right.
that were comics.
Right.
But it was always guys. And the reason is not because she didn't like women. A lot of people are like, oh, she hated women. That's not what it was. They were also security, unfortunately.
The guys, yeah.
So like you get like this little like Rick, my co-host, this little scrawny guy that'd be like, "Hey, you guys can't park here," and they're like, "Yeah, whatever, guy," and they run him over. You know,
Yeah.
like just especially Fat Tuesday, he was like, they'd be like, "Look, you gotta go see Jimmy." Like,
Right.
they would immediately pick somebody else because that's what Mitzi did. But now we have real security,
Right.
And then the door guys and girls, we have both because they're just
It's
basically
great, man.
pointing.
I see everything. I just love to see that. I love to
The
see
change is amazing.
the people come in and work the door, and then they're on stage. It's
Now,
like-
did you ever get to showcase for Mitzi or no?
I did. I absolutely did.
Okay, 'cause I don't remember.
Absolutely did.
You're bad or good.
She said
experience.
I walked on stage. Okay, so now I'm fast forwarding the story.
okay.
The story because I started in New York. I was going to tell you that all that.
No,
But-
you can.
Okay, so I'll start with LA. So I do Montreal Comedy Festival,
Okay.
2001, 2002.
Nice. Did you get that from New York, obviously?
Yeah,
Okay.
New faces. New faces. I had a great class too. I had a great my draft
Yeah,
class.
who's your-
My draft class was myself, Corey Holcomb, Sam Tripoli,
Yes.
uh,
I love Corey.
John Reap.
John Reap.
John Reap.
Yeah, he's terrific.
Mike Young.
Okay. One of our other favorites.
Yes. So that was my draft class. I'm like, this
class.
is a good. We're gonna like we were, and again the camaraderie of being in Montreal, being new guys that are just in the game that people don't necessarily know, and we were like, hey man, we're gonna remember this forever. And I'm one of those. I'm like a sucker when it comes to something. Like I'm sentimental. I'm a cancer. I'm a cancer. So I got a hard shell, but inner is soft.
I don't know anything about signs.
I'm like, guys, we're gonna always remember these times. We're gonna be. I hope we never forget each other. You know, like, and everybody's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, and me and Mike Young are brothers forever.
One of my favorite people
Corey
on
Holcomb,
the
one of my favorite comedians of all time. So like Sam Tripoli, my guy forever.
Love him.
So I do New Faces, and then I get the invite to L.A.
Okay.
I was always told in New York, you don't go to L.A. until L.A. invites you to L.A.
Interesting.
Because look at how many comics that you see on the daily that just figured, hey, I'm funny in Cleveland, I'm moving to L.A.
Right.
And nobody knows they're coming.
Yeah.
Now they're just out here trying to start all over again.
Yeah.
As opposed to establishing yourself where you're from, doing maybe Montreal, doing maybe, what's the other...
it was Aspen.
But that went at the time. It was it was big at the time. At the time, we're talking early 2000s.
Yeah, that was my first ex-fiance. I went there with Chris. And him.
get a name, and then come to LA, and they know you're coming. So it's a different game. You're in a different ball game. You know what I mean? So came out to LA, got the invite. I landed on a Sunday night.
I love the invite.
Yeah, the invite. You got to get the invite. I landed on a Sunday night. I had an audition for Jamie Masada Sunday night. I had an audition for the Improv Monday night.
Okay.
And I had an audition for the Comedy Store Tuesday night. And my goal was to get in all 3 clubs in 3 nights.
That's a tough
Unheard
goal.
of,
Amazing.
right?
Though.
Unheard of.
Yes.
You don't hear that. So I get to the store. I get to the factory that night. And my manager at the time...
Was Sunday the store and Tuesday the factory?
No, Sunday was there was no chocolate Sunday at the time. It was just a night. It was just a regular night.
Oh, okay.
And the store and the Improv was Black Night. It was Mo Better or whatever.
Right, but Mitzi usually showcased on Sundays.
Oh, so maybe it was.
That's what I'm asking. Was it a switch?
Was it Sunday? Okay, so maybe it was Sunday.
Whatever. Yeah.
Maybe it was Sunday here.
Yeah, because Jamie does his open mic on
Tuesday. That's right. Okay, so Sunday was here.
Yeah.
Monday was Improv.
Right.
Tuesday was factory.
Yeah.
Boom. So I get in, and I come to the store, and Mitzi's sitting in the back in the darkness.
Of course.
And I go to say hi, and she can't really see me because it's kind of dark. And I say, hello, how are you? You're going to go up next. You'll do 5.
Okay, hurry up.
And she doesn't see my face until I get on stage. So when I get on stage, all I hear is, he looks just like him. And I thought, oh, no, this is going to be bad. I'm not going to get in. She's going to say it's too much like the...
Similar.
Too similar.
Yeah.
And then I just start talking. I do my material, and I'm like really excited to be on stage. And I think I'm smiling the whole time. And even when I'm saying, New York's a bad city, New York's a rough city, I'm smiling because I'm happy to be here. And I get off, and I wait. I don't know what the process is. And one of the guys comes on, hey, Mitzi, still see you in the back. And I go in the back, and she goes, you have the number? And I go, no, I don't have the number. She, get the number. Call your avails in.
Okay,
you're in.
Monday.
You're in. And I'm like, I run outside and I call Sherrod.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in the store, baby. I'm in the store. And we're on the phone like, this is it. We on our way. We're going to take over the world. And the next night I go to the Improv. And it was not the same experience. The host was a piece of shit.
Ugh.
What's his name? Because we will never be friends.
Good for you that you forgot his name.
Black guy. No, it'll come to me.
And he was just a dick to you?
For no reason.
Because you were new.
Listen,
young, New York.
I will be the first to admit Tony Rock can be an asshole at times. And if you feel some kind of way about me because of some asshole thing I have done or said to you, you're well within your right.
Okay. I've never seen that. I'm just saying you're always cordial.
Because I love this. Okay. But, sometimes I might say something to the wrong, try to talk to a guy's girlfriend or whatever. And they,
okay. I get that. That's different.
But if there's no reason, then Lester Barry.
Oh.
Lester Barry.
He's very religious and nutty.
He wasn't
butters.
religious at the time.
Completely
so he was the host.
nutty.
He was the host.
Yeah.
I walk in the Improv, and I say to the guy at the door, hey, who has the lineup? And I walk over to Lester Barry. And I say, hey, man, I'm on the list. Can you tell me when I go up? And he's like, what's your name? I'm like, oh, I'm Tony Rock. Sorry, I'm Tony Rock. And he looks at his list and he goes, you're not next. And I go, okay. Like, can you tell me if I'm second or third?
Like 3 more.
I'll let you know before you go up. And I'm just like, why is this guy a dick for no reason? This is my first time ever seeing. I've seen him on TV before on Comic View,
and you're like,
but I never met him.
Yeah.
And he goes on stage and he does his time, brings up another comic, brings up another guy, and then he comes over to me and goes, hey, you next. What you want me to say? You Chris Rock's brother? And I was always taught kill him with kindness. My older brother always told me that. So I go, nah, man, you know what? If you don't know what to say, just give me the same intro you gave the last guy. That'll work. Keep it simple. Say the same thing for him. For me, you said for him. And he goes up on stage.
Well,
and
you're a better person than me.
And he goes on stage and he goes, this next guy, I don't know if he's funny. I never seen him before, but he Chris Rock brother, so I guess I got to bring him up.
That was it.
And mental note.
I'm so angry
at
right
that
now.
moment, this is 2002. At that moment, mental note, me and this guy will never be friends.
Yeah.
Now it's 2019, I'm telling you this story. Me and this guy will never be friends.
Yeah.
And I go up and I have a great set. Great set.
Yeah.
And I come off stage and he says, hey, man, I do a room on Thursdays if you want to come by. And I just walk away from him. And then they call me upstairs and improv, and they're like, you're in.
Great.
Here's the number. And I run outside and call Sherrod. We in the store. We in the improv. We in the store. And I was like, by the way, Lester Mary's a dick. But anyway, that's the whole other story. I'll talk to you about that later. So two clubs, 2 nights. I go to the factory. Now, what I was going to say earlier, my manager at the time was Richie Tinkin. Richie Tinkin owns the comic strip in New York.
Oh, okay.
And he was Eddie Murphy's manager for Eddie's first 12 years in the business.
Name. Yeah.
So he managed Eddie for years, made a shitload of money, retired, had young babies at home, had no desire to be a manager anymore.
Right.
When I started doing stand-up in New York, the buzz started going around, hey, this kid, Tony Rock's pretty funny, Chris's little brother, boom, boom, boom. Richie comes to see me one night, and he's like, damn, you got the juices flowing again.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to see what could happen with this kid. So Richie was managing me at the time.
Okay.
Him and Jamie were friends. He calls Jamie up. I go in the factory that night, and Jamie says, "Oh, you're Richie's kid. You're Richie's kid. Richie told me the kid was coming in tonight. You go up, buddy. You do set. You do." And he's sitting in his booth, and I go up and have a great set, and I come off, and he's like, you're in the club, and tell Richie to call me, and I run outside. I call Sherrod, and I'm like 3 for 3. We in the clubs. We start working. Now at the time, I don't have anywhere to stay in L.A. I know 2 people. I knew Butch Bradley.
Okay.
Because we had met in New York auditioning for the comic strip. Mm-hmm. And I knew a young lady that I had met.
What about Sam Tripoli? He was out here.
Yeah, but I didn't know him like, hey, can I stay on your sleep on the couch?
Got it.
So now, as it's after Montreal, so, people are sending me out for auditions, and I'm having meetings with the network, so I need to stay out for some time. And Butch Bradley's like, hey, man, I got a studio apartment right off of Sunset, right off of Hollywood, on Sycamore, over there, over near Hollywood and Highland, like a few blocks away. Yeah. It's not much, but you're my comedy brother. You're welcome to stay there. And me and Butch Bradley stayed in a studio apartment, slept we had a king-size mattress on the floor. Butch Bradley and I slept on the same mattress on this floor for maybe a year.
Wow.
Maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
Butch Bradley is my friend forever.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He let me sleep. Like, he would have girls over like, hey, bro, I'm like, I need
a
some
sock
space.
On the door. You're like,
I got to go walk around Hollywood and go to the Man's Chinese Theater and put my hands in the cement and just stay outside for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody.
That's amazing.
And, I think we had beepers then, or we had the flip phones or whatever. He would text me, hey, she's going, come back.
Take 5 hours, an hour to
just
text
walking
you.
around. Yeah. I go back in, crash out, tomorrow's another day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I didn't know you lived with Butch. I love Butch Bradley. He's good people.
I live with Butch.
He has some Philly roots.
Yeah.
And,
Atlantic City. Yeah.
But it's 45 minutes outside. But he one time, I was telling him, there was it's hard for me to say it the right way, like a bubblegum gangster-y kind of guy that I was in love with growing up. Right. Like really bad decisions. Really bad.
Bad choices make for good stories.
Obsessed with him. Like my brothers listen, so they'll be like, ugh, here she goes talking about this idiot. My mom thought I made him up.
Where is he now?
Dead. Two in the back of the head, like a person. And so I was like, I would talk about him so much. My mom thought I made it up, like Jan Brady. And I'm like, no. And then
he go to a different school.
His name's George Glass, like whatever. But she saw on the news he was getting arrested, and she's like, oh my God, that's a real person. Wow. Anyway, flash to Butch Bradley had a fist fight with him. And I was like, what? You had a fist fight with the love of my life? How dare you?
This is in his childhood, youth.
In Atlantic City.
In his youth, or like, as comic book Butch Bradley?
This was like starting out, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and his brother. He has a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they, and I laughed so hard because all the guys he named were all people I grew up with. And I'm like, how fucked up were they? Because when they would go to Atlantic City, they would get drunk. So I'm sure they went into maybe a comedy show, or Butch was being being funny or whatever. And they were like, you think you're funny?
Gigantic personality.
Yes. And he goes, it was the scariest and greatest moment of my life. He pretty much beat up the guy I liked. Yes. Really? And I was like, you son of a bitch.
And you know what's funny? You would look at Butch Bradley, Atlantic.
Notice how nervous I am to say names. Just out of curiosity. Just in case.
Atlantic City. Brother was, I believe, was like a skinhead at one point.
I think so. Scary shit.
And Butch Bradley is the nicest guy. And you would look at him and think, there's no way this guy is that friendly with black people.
Yeah.
My brother. He's my brother.
I'm feeling you. I know exactly.
When my brother, you want to hear something crazy? When my brother got his star on Hollywood Walk of Fame, you know who went with me? Butch Bradley. There's a picture floating around my mother's house right now. That's my brother leaning down with the star, in front of the star. I think my mom is to his left. I'm standing like to his right behind him. And over my left shoulder is Butch Bradley.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's my brother.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Like, he's got crazy fucking stories.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, my God.
If you ever just pick his brain. The best.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, my God.
The best.
And the fact that you know these guys and you know what I'm talking about when I say, and he's like, oh,
and who was his best friend? Steve was the Jersey Patrol officer?
Something like
Steve
that.
was his name,
yeah,
I think?
I don't know. I just was so upset that he beat up my boyfriend. My boyfriend that wanted nothing to do with me, that guy. Yeah. So, because it's just so weird, whatever. But he did a lot with Freddie Soto. I don't know if you remember Freddie.
Oh, my God.
Freddie's my best friend ever, like in LA.
Okay,
now
here's listen. So I'm in Los Angeles. I'm doing stand-up. I'm working in the factory. I'm working the store. I'm working the improv. All my comic friends in New York are calling to check on me. How's it going out there? They want to get the invite.
Sure.
So they're checking on me to see what it's about. Who's. Hey, man. Anybody out there that we should know about? Yo, it's this dude out here named Freddie Soto. Freddie Soto was the first comic that I ever called home about.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
He was so incredible to me at the time.
He's the friendliest.
I'm a few years in, so like even the guys that were like middle of the road were funny to me. Were like, oh my God, this guy's gonna be a superstar.
Yeah.
Freddie Soto was a superstar to me.
Yeah.
I saw Freddie Soto one night at the factory, and I thought this guy is gonna be the biggest guy in the world. He's going to be the biggest name in comedy.
Hey, brother. Yeah.
Regardless. Cabron, you got it. I called home about Freddie Soto. That's how.
I love that.
Oh, my God.
I love that. Yeah. And I mean, he was on his way. He was on his way. He was doing it. He just, emotionally.
And you want to hear something else that's crazy? Johnny Sanchez remembers this story. And I think Ruben Paul remembers this story. Mm-hmm. It was my birthday, and I was in L.A. Jamie Masada had got me a cake.
Okay.
I did a set at the factory. We went upstairs. We had cake at the factory. Freddie came up, had a slice of cake. We were hanging out at the factory. He's like little sweaty and like, shaky.
Sure.
And,
coming down.
And he has a slice of cake, and he goes, hey, I'm going to go. I got to go. I got to make a run. I'll catch up with you guys later. Mm-hmm. 2 days later, I heard that was the night.
Yeah. Johnny told me that.
Johnny,
not about the cake, but about just.
Johnny's like, dude, it was the night that we were having cake at your birthday.
Yeah, because he also said to Johnny, like, I forget what Johnny left him or something, and he goes, "Hey man, be careful out there." And
Right.
he goes, me?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just the weirdest. He's the reason I do stand up.
Really?
Well, because when Freddie passed, I didn't know what to do. It was weird. It was just like you talk about being numb.
You're just in that slow motion mode. You don't know what to do.
Yeah, and I was engaged to Dice at the time, and I just like a blank, like, yeah, I checked out of this.
Right.
I'm not sure. And then my grandma passed away 20 days later.
Wow.
So I was just numb, and I was like, I don't even know who I am or what I am.
Right.
So I ruined my relationship with Dice, unfortunately. Like, that was my doing, not his. And then we split up, but we stayed good friends because he saw that it was like, she's going through something. This has no, I don't know
personal,
what it is.
right.
Yeah. So, and I was very close with his kids, so whatever. So we all stayed close, and they were devastated over Freddie because Freddie was at every single thing we did.
Yeah.
If we had a barbecue, Freddie was the first one we called. He was my closest friend. So it was like fucked up for them too as well. So whatever. So about a year and a half later, but Freddie always used to say, you should be doing stand-up. You should be doing stand-up. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that one-woman show. That, just talk about my family or whatever. And I started working it out, writing and doing all this stuff. And Andrew and I we split up, but we were still close. And we were doing a show on VH1. And I had him come. I go, hey, I'm going to do it at the store. Mitzi said I could do it in the belly room. So come see it, check it out. I'm only doing like snippets, not a long, because he wouldn't sit through a long show. And he came up and he goes, you're doing stand-up. What are you doing? And I'm like, no, you're
it's a one-woman show. Yeah. You thought it was something
stories.
else. Yeah.
I know Chris Rock. Like, I know comics. I'm not a comic. Don Rare is a comic. You're a comic. I'm not a comic. I'm an idiot just telling these stories.
Right.
And then he took me on the road. And
Wow.
that was
Wow.
all like Freddie in my head. I still keep his picture in my back pocket.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I try to incorporate little things that only Freddie would say on stage that no one gets unless
It's
his
a shout out
wife
to
is here.
Freddie,
Yeah, his wife is the only one that'll ever be like, oh my God, did you just call that girl Big Top? Because he always called my little sister Big Top Edie.
Big Top Edie.
Because she has boobs. I was No Top Eleanor. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he's like one of my whatever. But I love that you.
I called home about Freddie Soto. Yeah.
Did you work with him a lot? Like different.
Factory. We worked a lot.
Yeah,
at Factory. Yeah,
he was a big factory
guy. He was there all the time. And then one night I did what's the name of the club? The Pasadena Ice House.
Ice House. Yeah,
I did Ice House, and I think Jeff Garcia was there, and he was killing.
You gotta put the club on your house.
And then Freddie came in, and the whole club knew him. And I thought, oh, he's not like a secret. I thought I was like discovering. And then I would see how the response he got at the factory.
Because he started in like 90.
I would see the response he got at the store, and I'm like, oh, so he's famous here. Okay,
just nowhere else.
I just didn't know. I thought that since New Yorkers didn't know him, like I was discovering this guy, but I was like, oh, they know him out here. Okay.
Yeah. He just went from El Paso to LA because he's too lazy to go to New York.
First guy I called home about. First guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. So now you're working here, you're doing all your stuff here, living on Butch Bradley's.
Yeah.
What's your first break other than getting into three
well,
of the best
Eleanor,
clubs?
I believe that your whole career is a succession of big breaks.
Okay, you're right.
Getting past at a comedy club is a huge break when you're not, you know what I'm saying? So that's a big.
I agree.
I don't minimize how that break. That was a huge break.
I agree. And all three in one
Right.
week?
Montreal, huge
You're like
break.
a unicorn.
Yeah. Montreal, huge break. From Montreal, I got an agent, huge break. My agent started sending me on the road, huge break.
Yeah. I love that. Everything.
It's all huge. One huge break is the setup for a huge break is the fuse.
Yeah.
That lights the next big boom.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Keeps it going.
Yeah.
It
So
keeps
when that
the light going.
That big break is the fuse. Then it lights something, boom, and that's a big break, which blows this up, which is another big break.
Yeah.
It's all, and you can't minimize one because they all help the other.
Yeah.
So, big break TV, big break stand up, big break.
Well, yeah, you have the TV show that I thought was great. And I didn't understand.
Man, listen, all of the good things that have happened to me in this business. May I have one of these?
Please.
All of the good things that have happened to me.
The Snapple.
All of the good things that have happened to me in this business have happened from me being on stage.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on stage as much as I am. People look at, oh, you did a movie, you did TV shows, you executive produced a TV show. Why are you still calling spots in? Because every good thing that's ever happened to me in this business has happened from me being on stage.
Yes.
I firmly 100% believe that.
I couldn't agree more.
So I'm at the Laugh Factory one night, and I just do a random Thursday, Tuesday, whatever night it was, and one of the waitresses comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, this lady's in the room and she wants to meet you." And I go over. I think it was as a matter of fact, I think it was. I don't want to like say a name that it wasn't, but I think I knew who the comic was who said who she was, but I'm not going to say that because I might be wrong.
Okay.
But I go to meet the lady, and she's a casting director.
Okay.
Who just happened to be at a comedy club one night.
Yeah.
And she says, "Hey, are you going out for stuff? Are you reading with things?" And I had just got my agent. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going out. They sending me out for some stuff, here and there." And she says, "Well, Will Smith is executive producing a TV show, a sitcom, based loosely on his life.
Yeah.
The divorced guy with the new wife, still going through it with the old wife, trying to do the blended family thing. And I think you would be perfect for this character." And I say, "I would love to read."
Yeah.
Will Smith is doing a TV show. Hell yeah, I'd love to read for it.
Yeah, that's Will Smith.
And she sends the audition to my people, and I swear to you, as sure as I'm looking you in your face, I thought, my dumbass thought, you know what? It'd be cool just to meet Will Smith, because the likelihood of you getting a sitcom is fucking hitting the lotto.
Yeah. The odds are the same.
Right. So I'm like, well.
Oh, shit. Mitts.
The ghost is in the room.
Bretto, it fell.
The light fell off the wall.
It fell off the wall.
I'll take a break to sip my Snapple before I tell the rest of this.
Right. We had a little.
We had a little technical difficulties, but we're back.
We're back. We got Snapple, a little bit of air in the room.
And I returned some text messages. So
there you go. You're like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. So wait. So
what was the last thing?
Will Smith.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So just meet.
So Monica Swan is the casting director.
Okay.
They get me. I tell her, hey, I'm with whatever agency I was with at the time, and my manager is this, and they send the audition, and my agent says, "Yeah, you'll be reading. It'll be Monica Swan, maybe her assistant, and I think Will's gonna be there."
Holy shit.
So I say, okay, you know what? It would be super cool just to meet Will Smith.
Yeah.
That would be super cool. I'm not even looking at it like
I'm gonna get this part. Yeah.
But I will not be underprepared at all.
Of course.
I will be as prepared as any other human being that steps in that room that day. But, you never know what they're looking for. Somebody famous might get it. At this time, I'm not.
Right. You're not a name.
I'm not a name.
And that happens a lot. Yeah.
Right. So I'm in the hallway. It's at Overbrook, Will's office.
Yeah.
Will's a production company.
Philly boy.
And every young black comic is in that hallway.
Oh
the elevator doors open, and I see this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. And now I'm maybe 6 months in LA, maybe.
Holy shit!
Because I'm going back and forth. I'm going home and coming back. I'm going back.
Yeah.
So collectively, I'm maybe a year in LA.
Okay.
Collectively, and it's a bunch of guys I see from TV, and I'm like, wow, that's the guy from that movie I saw. That's the guy from that TV show. Oh, he was just on a sitcom. I saw him in a commercial. And I'm nobody. So I sit there in the hallway. And I see the false bravado. I see the comics that are like nervous, but they're trying to you got this in the bag, okay. And I'm just like, all right, that guy's nervous. And then I see the other guys that are like still reading sides, like I'm like, okay, he's
what's that line again?
Yeah, he doesn't have his lines memorized. And okay, I'm studying, and my shit is memorized front, back, sideways, through and through,
all of it.
And Tony Rock, and I'm okay. And if you've ever been to Overbrook offices, it looks like you've seen the movie Boomerang.
Yeah.
It looks like a scene from the movie Boomerang.
That's
it's
hilarious.
A bunch of beautiful black women walking around in different positions of power, like walking by with the manila envelope, and some are going in offices, and one girl has the corner office and she's having a meeting, and then you walk past that office room and it's 5 black girls and one black girl at the head of the table talking, and I'm like,
yes.
Okay, so I'll open with a joke. I go in the room, and the first person I see is Will Smith. And he has my headshot in his hand.
Wow.
And it's Monica Swan and her cast and her assistant. And she goes, "This is the guy I told you I saw her doing stand-up. Oh, he was so funny." And Will's like, "Oh, okay, he's stand-up comic, all right?" And I go, "Hey, man, no matter how this turns out, please let me just let me come back up here one day just to hang out in the hallway."
Yeah.
It's so many beautiful women in this office. Regardless of how this audition turns out, just promise me I can come back up here during the lunch hour and just hang out.
Yeah.
And Will busts out laughing like, "You got it, bro. You got it." And he's laughing, and Monica Swan is like, "You ready?" And then Will goes, wait. I'll read with him. And takes the sides from her. And I say to myself, game on.
All day.
Let's go. So now I'm locked. I'm a guy that I was always told, I played sports in high school and junior high. When the lights are on, that's when it's even more serious.
Bigger deal.
Right.
Yeah.
So Will goes, I'll read with him. Okay, now let's go.
It's Friday Night Lights.
Exactly. He says his line, I say mine. Boom, boom. We go back and forth. Monica Swan is dying laughing.
Oh.
And he goes, "Man, good stuff, good stuff. All right, take care. Thank you." And I'm like, "Thanks, everybody. Take care." And I'm walking out the room, and I look back. I got to look back. I look back, and he has my headshot in his hand, and he goes, "Tony Rock," and puts it down. And then I go home. At this point, I'm sleeping. Okay, so Richie, I'd like to give all components of the story.
Yeah.
So Richie had a partner that lived in L.A. Richie didn't want to be flying back and forth to L.A. anymore like he did with Eddie. So he had a partner in L.A. that kind of handled me when I was in L.A.
Got it.
Who wasn't as hands-on as Richie was.
Okay.
So he had an assistant that had a house on Pico Boulevard. And unfortunately, he was going through a divorce at the time.
Ugh, yeah.
So his wife had left the house, and he wasn't staying at the house. So he said, "Hey, man, you can just stay here.
Oh, wow.
Rent-free. Just stay here.
Just watch my
the
stuff."
House, yeah, my stuff is everything's here. So I was sleeping in his guest bedroom, in like the back of his house.
Wow.
It was a TV there. It was some, I had a little bit of money, so I would buy groceries so I could eat and sleep, and it was all good.
Sure.
It wasn't 4-star at all, right? But all I needed was a place to rest my head.
Yeah, it's better than cuddling with Butch
Right,
Bradley.
right. So I get to the spot, and my manager calls and says, "Hey, I don't know what you did in that room, but go back tomorrow and do the same thing."
Wow.
And I get a call back. I go back, and you know how callbacks, it bills. And so first time it was Will, Monica Swan, her assistant. Now it's Will, Monica Swan, his assistant, her assistant, one person from the network. Get a call back. Will, 2 assistants, Monica Swan, 3 assistants, person from the network, person from the studio.
Yes.
Room's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And less people in the hallway.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, this might be something.
Oh.
And then I get my final call back. I go back and they say, your callback's at 11 o'clock. And you got to sign paperwork. You get that. You got to sign your deal first. You got to sign some paperwork.
Actually, I never get that far. But I've heard of it.
Everything's done. Just sign. It's free to sign. We don't.
Yeah.
You're free to sign it. You don't have to check with us. We already went over the deal. Everything's negotiated. Boom. I get there. It's my callback's for 11. I get there at like 10:15.
Ooh.
I'm sitting in the hallway.
So
right
proud of
now.
you.
Look, I get there at 10:15, and this was one of those certain things happen in your life that teach you little things that teach you. Mental note. Remember this. I get there at 10:15, and Will's already there. And I said to myself, that's why he makes $20 million a picture.
That's right.
And that's why I'm here 45 minutes early.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to make $20 million a picture one day.
That's right.
So I'm there early. He's there early. He comes out and sits in the hallway with me. And we talk from 10:15 to 11 o'clock. We talk about Philly cheesesteaks versus New York slices of pizza.
Yeah.
We talk Knicks and Sixers. We talk women in L.A.
Yes.
We talk Fresh Prince, my favorite episode. We talk how's your brother? How's your family? How's the move to L.A.? You did New Faces. How was it? Are you ready for this career of yours? Are you going to be a hard worker? Most people talk it, but don't. We talk about everything.
Yeah.
The network people come in. They're like, Will, whenever you're ready. Studio people come in. And he goes, all right, I got to go back inside. And he turns around and he goes, are you nervous? And I said, you know what? I was really nervous when I got here, but now I kind of not as nervous. And he said, well, I shouldn't tell you this, but you would have to really fuck this up to not get this part because you're the only person we brought back to read. You're the only person we brought back to read. And I say, Well, now I'm nervous as shit. And he busts out laughing and goes in. I'm like, we'll see you in a second. And he goes in. And it's a guy reading
He wanted those nerves back.
It's a
for
guy.
you.
Yeah, right. It's like nervous energy. It's a guy reading for another part that's in the hallway as well.
Okay.
He's reading for a different character. So he and I are talking, and they open the door and they like, Tony Rock, you're up first. And I go in, and Les Moonves is watching. There's a TV with the camera mounted on top.
Okay.
And Will stands there. Will goes, Les. He puts his hand on my shoulder. Les, this is Tony Rock. He's reading for Dirk. This guy, you really gotta. This is the guy.
Pay attention.
I'm telling you, Les, this is the guy.
Wow.
So Will reads. And now we're standing side by side. So we're reading like it's the scene. So I'm walking, I'm pacing. Man, listen, let me tell you something. And I'm going at it. I'm going. And he goes, all right, go sit in the hallway. They bring the other guy in to read for his part. Then he comes out and we're sitting there. And I don't know the process and he doesn't know the process. So I'm like, what happens now? We just wait here? And he goes, yeah, I think they might bring you back in to read again. Or they might change it up a little bit. They give you different sides. I don't know. And I'm like, what's your name, man? He's like, James. I'm like, Tony, nice to meet you, man. And we sit there, and the door opens, and they go, you guys are free to go. And we're like, okay. And I'm like,
free to
nice,
go.
I'm like, nice to meet you, James. Take care, man. He's like, Tony, hope to be working with you one day, man. And I get home that night, and it's like, it might be like 6 in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
No, it might be like 4:30.
Okay.
Right? My audition was 11, so I might have left around 12:30.
Got it.
Get back to the house, it's 2 o'clock. I stop and get lunch, it's 2 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I don't hear anything. And I'm thinking it's the end of the business day, end of the work day, so
yeah, it should be.
I guess I didn't get it because it's 5 o'clock and I didn't hear anything. And then it's like 6:30 and I'm like, damn, I probably didn't get it because it's late now, so they wouldn't still be in the office. Well, I don't know how the office, what times do they keep? I don't know what kind of,
I love how we think for them.
Yeah,
like
I don't even know what times they leave. You know?
We don't know what time they got there.
7 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, they probably home by now. It's like they wouldn't. Man, it's like 8:30. Phone rings. Oh, by the way, so when I'm leaving, I read with Will, and I'm leaving the room, and Les watches on the camera, and when I leave the room, the phone rings.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh shit, Les just called. So now I'm home. It's 7:30, 7:45. I'm like, it's probably not a go. And then like 8:15, phone rings, and my manager, Richie's on the phone. He goes, I go, hey, Richie calls me kid, or Pally or kid.
It's such an old school thing. I love that.
I see his number. Hey, Pally, where are you? I'm like, I'm at the house. Yeah, I called you Pally. I should say Dirk. That was the character's name.
Oh my God! Yeah,
and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I got to start calling you Dirk now. And I'm like, I got it. He's like, you got it, Pally. Good job.
Oh my God!
And the emotions, man. I cry.
Everything.
I call home. I call Sherrod immediately. I call my mother.
Wow.
I call my boys. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then maybe the next morning, afternoon, Will calls me. I get a phone call. Tony Rock, this is he. Hold for Will Smith. And I'm like, Will Smith is fucking calling me. I'm sleeping in somebody's fucking back house on a reclining chair with a quilt.
Yeah.
And a big back TV that he just put back here because he doesn't want it anymore. And this is Will Smith on the fucking phone. And he goes, yo, T-Rock, you ready for this, man?
Oh, my God.
And I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. And he's like, we're going to send you all the info when we start rehearsing, and we're going to shoot the pilot and all that stuff. And we work and we shoot the pilot. Now we shoot the pilot, and, you got to wait and wait until it gets picked up.
Please, my nerves.
So I go home. I'm like, I got to get out of L.A. I got to go home. I got to be around my people.
That's right.
I got to sleep in my bed. I got to
get your brain
see
back.
my family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to do my spots at the Strip and run around and do the Cellar and stand up New York and all that. So I go back to comic mode.
Right.
To just get my mind off of it. And I'm just in New York working and working. Yeah. And I'm walking down 23rd Street one day with my good friend Jason. This is one of the funniest stories. We're walking to Gray's Papaya.
Okay.
You get 2 hot dogs and it's soda for $2.25. We're broke as shit.
I've seen the name.
Yeah, we're broke. So we he got $4, I got $3. Let's go get hot dogs.
Yeah.
And we're walking down 23rd Street to Gray's Papaya. Phone rings. This is months later now.
Wow.
This is into the summer. And it's Tony Rock. This is he. Hold for Will Smith. And I tell my boy Jason, I'm like, yo, it's Will Smith on the phone. Will Smith. So we're listening like this, like I'm holding the phone so
little kids.
So Jason can hear. And he goes, T-Rock. And I go, what's up, man? And he goes, let's get this money. All of us got picked up. We start shooting September 18th, 19th. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, my God. He's like, yeah, good to see you. Where you at? You in L.A., you New York? I'm like, I'm in New York. Well, you got to get out here. We need you in L.A. We'll see you soon, man. Take care, safe travel. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'm like, all right, cool. Then it hits me. I have to move to Los Angeles. And it was the saddest day of my life.
Is that weird?
I never even thought about living in L.A.
No.
I never.
If you live in New York, why would you?
I wanted to be Dave Attell, Dave Chappelle,
sure,
Patrice O'Neal, those New York guys that are.
They come to L.A.
That are like held,
sure,
that are royalty.
Yeah.
I wanted to be one of those guys. I wanted to be that. I wanted to be Colin Quinn.
Oh,
that just like New York guy that just walks in the strip and goes, I'm next.
Yeah.
Walks in the cellar, boom, I'm up. I wanted to be that.
That's amazing. And
when they said you got to move to L.A., I cried.
Oh my God.
I was like, I can't do spots. I can't.
Who is your favorite comic?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Richard Pryor.
Okay, so that's who you looked up to the most.
Well, my top 5 is Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's my idol.
I love that.
Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, my brother.
Nice.
Patrice O'Neal, George Carlin.
Great list.
Yeah. So then I flew to L.A. and boom, we started working. The show ran for 4 years.
Patrice would be so mad that you moved to L.A. No.
Yeah. You sell out.
Sell out, motherfucker. Yeah.
Hey, Patrice used to tell me all the time, hey, man, you're going to be famous, but it's a pecking order, motherfucker. You can't skip the line. And I would always go, hey, excuse me if I skip a few people. I'm sorry if I skip.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm a rock.
Yeah.
Bitch.
So I'm on the sitcom. It ran for 4 years. It was great.
Wow.
And then during the we would shoot 3 episodes. We would shoot 3 weeks and then off 1 week. And that week off, I would always go on the road.
Smart.
I told my agents, like,
makes me nervous when people don't do that. A comic
first. Like, I got, hey, you're a sitcom now. You don't got to go on the road so much. No.
You lose your legs, you're screwed. Yeah.
I've seen so many comics get a position and turn their back on the girl they came to the dance with. Mm-hmm. And then when they go to dance with that girl again,
can't
dance
no more.
Not the same dance. Yeah, it's not the same dance.
You got no rhythm.
So
it's
it was
sad.
3 weeks on, 1 week off, I'm on the road.
Right.
Then we wrap for the summer, I'm going the whole summer, road.
Yeah.
So I never stopped dancing with the girl I came with.
Smart. Yeah.
To this day, I never
stick
stopped.
with what brung you to the dance, I believe is the same.
Yeah. Dance with the girl who brung you.
Something like that.
Dance with the girl who brung you.
I always try to say it right, but I'm like, no, I didn't do it.
So that's why it's always like people, hey, what are you working on? What do you do? I haven't seen you. Man, I was in Cleveland last week. I'm in Dallas next week. I'm in Toledo the week after that. I'm always gonna work.
Going.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop.
That's amazing. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you
I
very
feel
much.
like we got in the dark somehow, but not like with the material. Just literally, Mitzi threw a light at us.
Mitzi was giving us the light.
Get out of here. You never really hung out with her a lot, huh?
No.
Because she was so. She was declining her health by that.
Yeah.
Around 99.
And I was more. I remember when I first started. I was working the factory a lot.
Sure.
And I would call my spots in here. And then I forgot who. I don't want to get into name calling, but I remember I came one night because I had stopped. I wasn't getting a lot of spots here like I was initially.
Yeah, we were switching a lot of.
Yeah, and I came in one night like, hey man, I call my spots every week and I'm not getting a response. And I don't know who the guy was to this day. I would be guessing to say his name. He just said, hey man, we see your name at the factory on the marquee a lot, so you don't need to work here if you work there.
Oh.
And I was like, is he serious? Like, and I didn't work here for years. I would come in and watch shows, see comics I knew on stage, and I'm like, wow, I just can't get spots here. And I would call in. I would just keep calling, like, let me see what'll happen, and wouldn't get spots for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then I forgot who it was that I ran into.
Because we got rid of that guy, Tommy. That's his name.
It might have been Adam. I think it was Adam. Was like, hey man,
you
don't call spots in, and I'm like, dude, I don't get spots there. He's like, call spots in.
Yeah, because he took over.
And I call spots, and now I'm back in the loop. And let me tell you, I love the OR.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
That it's just heavy hitter, bringing each other up. It reminds me in a different way of a different look of how I spoke of New York, how it was so
Sure.
supportive in the beginning. It's
Sure.
like, the other night I was in the OR and Anthony Jeselnik went up and he brought Ali Wong up and they do the little banter in between.
Sure.
And then she's like, who's next? And it's like, Jeff Ross. And her and Ross joke around.
Right.
And like, who's next? And they tell Ross Tony Rock. And Ross goes, oh, this is my guy. I love this guy. I've seen him grow up in comedy. He was like, we used to watch Ross in New York. Like, we would run in the room to watch Ross.
Jeff, yeah.
And now he's bringing me up. It's like, this is, like, I love this energy, this whole comic supporting comic thing. It's like, the feel of it is incredible.
It's true. I love it. I love the OR. That's one of my favorite rooms ever. But I mean, I'm a little biased, but still.
Yeah, you've been because I didn't get back in until Adam.
Yeah, because the other guy was a little nutty, but also Mitzi's health was declining.
Right.
So there was a time where I would yell at her, not yell at her, but I would yell at the town coordinator, like, pay attention to what you're giving her, because she's not, like, they would turn in the list, and she would just put all the A's on the lineup.
Wow.
So it would be like Ahmed, Aaron Cater. Like, it would just go down the A's.
Ahmed was like, yes, motherfucker.
Every
week, bitch.
We love Ahmed. It's not that we don't love Ahmed. It's just that it was weird. That
You don't want Ahmed every goddamn night. Let's keep it real. It's like a radio station. And
she loved
Ahmed. All Ahmed all day.
Oh,
it's the Ahmed station. Shout out Ahmed.
She loved him. One time I was at her house and he was coming over. He's very like just a genuine nice guy.
Right.
So he would stop by just to see how she was feeling. And, I mean, sure, he might have been working spots, but I think he was genuinely nice. And so she would go, oh, I got to put makeup on. Ahmed's coming over. And she had like shaky hands, from her sickness.
Wow.
And I'm like, bitch, give me that eyeliner. You're gonna lose an eye. I'll get you a little looked up for Ahmed. Calm down. It was so great. But anyway, well, I'm thrilled you're back. I think you're amazing.
Yes, I'm happy to be back. Thank you so much.
Glad you're enjoying your Snapple.
Delicious,
it's probably
as always. Thank you very much.
as hot as where Ahmed comes
from
I
put it in the
building.
freeze. I put it in the fridge.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Oh, the room. Yeah, you see, I took the jacket
so
off.
fucking
5
hot.
minutes in, I was like, jacket off.
Literally swamp ass. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. And they probably can't even see us in the cameras. But what's your social media? It's Tony Rock.
Tony Rock on Twitter. Tony_Rock on Instagram.
Okay.
TonyRockComedy.com. I have my tour dates, my foundation. I think I have my merchandise there, which I have to get more merchandise. Just keep in touch. I'm in DC this weekend at the DC Improv.
Nice.
Next weekend I'm in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
With Gary Owen and Tommy Davison.
Nice.
That's Friday night. Saturday night I'm in Mobile, Alabama with Gary Owen, Mike Epps, and Ricky Smiley.
Damn. Was that like a big venue?
Yeah, I do 2 tours a year.
Okay.
I do my tour, comedy clubs, Funny Bones, Improv with my guys that I bring to feature, and then I do the big tour with Mike and
that's
Ricky
amazing.
And, so one weekend I'm in front of 17,000. Next weekend I'm in front of 300.
Yeah. That's a great lineup, too. Yeah. I'm obsessed with Tommy, of course.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
School.
Amazing.
That's my boo.
Amazing guy.
All right, guys, don't forget, come check out Live Comedy, Laugh Factory, Comedy Store, Improv. Support it all. There's enough of us to go around. We're everywhere. So I love every club. I don't shit on every club.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows the Comedy Store is the best.
A bunch of crazy kids living our dreams, man.
I mean, we're just... Comedy Store is top of the line. But you know what I'm saying. No, I'm kidding. Come out, go to EleanorJKerrigan.com for all my tour dates, and just come support live comedy. Leave comments, subscribe, do all that shit. Don't be an idiot. Tony, get a podcast.
Will do.
Quick.
Got a lot to talk about, as you can see.
Much.
As you can see, yes.
You're amazing.
Yes.
All right.
Podcast
Thank you,
coming
guys.
soon.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye. Ow, my ear.